I'm sharing a series of guided movement lessons that take place in a chair. So if you don't have a good chair that you're sitting on now, see if you can't find one that has no arms, a flat seat, and a flat back. And it may be helpful to have a folded towel or a folded blanket to support either the back side of your pelvis, or if you've got short legs, you might want to raise the floor. If you got long legs, you might want to raise your seat. So bring in your support. And you'll find that from this dynamic sitting position that all of these lessons are in, that you're supported with 4 points of contact. And this is going to naturally allow for you to discover a foundation in your skeleton and to find some movement and breathing options that will increase efficiency and ease. So I want you to be comfortable throughout the lesson. Feel free to phase in and phase out. If you get, sleepy, it's not necessary to follow every detailed guide, and, to just give yourself permission to experience it the way that works for you. And if for any reason you get uncomfortable, do make sure you rearrange your seat and add the support or a little movement to, restore your comfort. So I think we've got the preliminaries all covered. You all have found your seat and hopefully you're sitting comfortably. Allow yourself to settle and close your eyes. And this lesson, we're going to be exploring softening your gaze and enhancing peripheral vision. And this is one of the reasons why I really underlined at the beginning of the lesson that don't feel like you have to be hypervigilant in your focus of the lesson. We're really wanting to restore the softness around the eyes and in respect to vision and how we're taking in the world. So take a deeper, fuller in-breath. Let's just go ahead and start there and just allow that slightly fuller filling to come into your lower abdomen, grounding breath, and then exhale through your mouth, letting that exhale be slightly accentuated. Some practices, we call this the double exhale because you're emptying out the contents of your lungs. Let the next breath come in naturally. Feel it streaming through your nostrils. Maybe it's a slightly fuller filling. And again, exhale, a sigh or a sound. Just let go of everything that came before. Whew. Let this be a grounding breath. And if you'd like to repeat this one more time, I just invite you in your own way to let the breath come and fill you. Expand in with that breath and ground through with the exhale. Just notice what you notice as you let the breath come back to a natural breathing rhythm. I find that this accentuated exhale is such an amazing way throughout the day to reset the breathing rhythm and restore that quality of calm and peace within myself. So notice how you're taking the support of the chair, of the floor, of the room. You're welcome to open your eyes again and just take a moment to sense how you're taking in the visual field. Are you letting it come to you, or are you finding yourself going out towards it? And while you're looking around, go ahead and turn yourself to the right and let your eyes move into the periphery and just notice if there's a point that you can mark there in the space. Note how far off to the side you're comfortably able to see, and then go ahead and turn and do the same on the left side, finding if there's an area or space in which your eyes land, and just make note of that, and then come back if your head in the center. And again, return to closing your eyes. This lesson will be opening and closing the eyes many times, but each time you close your eyes, just notice how you're taking the support and in what way that gives you an invitation to come and to rest within yourself. And with your eyes closed, just notice how they're taking the support, the aqueous fluid in which they float, the eye sockets that are formed by your skeleton. Get a sense whether your eyes are pushed forward or pulled back, or if there's any residual strain through your eyes or surrounding your eyes. We rely on sight to govern our everyday actions, every action, and spend a lot of time in front of computers and screens focusing. So this can, over time, create stress and strain. If you're noticing a little of that, don't feel that you need to change a thing. Just continue to breathe naturally and move into a movement that furrows your brow and kind of squinches the muscles around your eyes slightly in. Just gently, and then let that go and raise your eyebrows towards your hairline as if you were surprised, but you're keeping your eyes closed. Feel the muscles around your eyes spread and lengthen. Notice what happens through your face. You may find that you just naturally kind of start to smile as you raise the eyebrows towards the hairline and widen around your eyes. And repeat this, taking your eyebrows together to furrow your brow and to squinch the sphincter muscles around your eyes, kind of closing in on the eyeball, just gently. Notice what happens through your mouth, if there's other parts of your face that participate. And then once again, take your eyebrows towards your hairline, space around your eyes widen. Notice what's happening through your breath. And then relax, let that go. Notice what's changed. So with your eyes closed, I'm going to invite you to turn your head to the right side and then back to center. So you're just gently turning to the right and coming back to center. And in this movement, can you notice how your eyes and your head are participating? Notice, are your eyes fixed or moving? Notice if your eyes move in the direction of your head or do they float off to the opposite? And then bring your head back to center. Open your eyes, nice soft gaze. Turn your head gently to the right. And notice if your eyes are following or leading. Again, just listening to the relationship of the movement through your head and the movement through your eyes. Eyes are open unless it's more comfortable for them to be closed. Beautiful. And then bring the head back to center. And you're welcome to do this with your eyes open or your eyes closed. Again, you're going to turn your head to the right, but lead with your eyes. Head's turning to the right and you're leading with your eyes. It's like a call and response. Your eyes call your head, turn to the right. And then your eyes are going to turn back to center, inviting your head to turn back to center. Go gently. It doesn't need to be a large movement. You don't want to create any strain through your eyes. Just exploring how it is to have your head follow your eyes. And when you're satisfied, come back to center. And then do the opposite, still turning to the right. Let your head lead and your eyes follow. And the same as you return to center. Head leads, eyes follow. Check in to see that you're breathing naturally, and only repeat the movement as many times as feels appropriate for you. Particularly if you've been on a computer all day, I'm going to invite you to do less. So often less is more. Let that all go and close your eyes for a moment and just allow yourself to rest back. Now with your eyes closed, turn your head to the right and bring your head back to center, and just notice if there's any changes in how your eyes and your head are moving in response to each other. Lovely. And then do it with your eyes open. Just seeing if the movement's smoother, clearer. Again, really being, I want to say vigilant, but aware that you want to maintain a very soft gaze, let your focus really soften through this experience. Let that go. Close your eyes again. And then turn to the left. Again, just listening to how the eyes and the head are in relationship to the movement of turning to the left and returning to center. Lovely. And with this side, bring your head back to center. See if you can turn your head and move your eyes opposite. And then as your head comes to center, your eyes look off to the side. But your eyes can be closed. And then if you want to open your eyes and try it, with your eyes open, you're welcome to. Again, feel what's happening through your face, what's happening with your breath. Try to keep the flow of breath uninterrupted. Let that go. Next time you bring your head back to center. And then go ahead and move your eyes to the left and let your head follow. Eyes back to center, letting your head follow. See how that is on this side. Call and response. The head following the movement of your eyes. Pause. And then reverse it. Your eyes following your head. There's just a little bit of lag. And if at any point you get disoriented or dizzy, please close your eyes and just take rest. And when you feel satisfied with this exploration, again, close your eyes and just pause here. And when you feel ready, turn to the right and turn to the left and just see how your eyes are responding. And just sensing the relationship of your head and your eyes moving together. And noticing what's changed. Good. When you're satisfied, bring your head back to center. So when our eyes have excess stress or strain, it can really impact and relate to neck and shoulder tension. There's a fascinating thing about the Feldenkrais lessons, that it doesn't matter where you enter the tension pattern, everything is in relationship, so it can create a global change. So again, just noting what's different, what's changing. Checking in with the inner terrain. And with your eyes closed, I'm going to invite you to move your head just up and down as if you're nodding yes. It's very gently. And again, noticing how this movement influences your eyes, or if your eyes are influencing the movement. When you're facing the horizon and your head is passing through that center, do your eyes also come to that center? Just looking to see if your head and your eyes are synchronized, or moving together. Gorgeous. And then let your face come to center. And then go ahead and take your head up and let your eyes turn down. So as if you were looking down towards the floor, and then nod your head down and let your eyes float up as if they were looking at something on the ceiling. And again, just listen to if there's some participation through your face, if there's a shift in how you're breathing. How can you synchronize the movement so the eyes and the head pass through the center simultaneously? And slow, and when you feel satisfied, bring your head back to center. And then go ahead and open your eyes and just look up at the ceiling and look down at the floor and just see how the movement's coming along. Good. And then let's just take a moment to rest. So I talked about it, but I don't think I set us up for our dynamic seated position. So since this is like a little break, we might want to go into that. So bring your elbows and your forearms towards your knees, and just allow yourself to slump down. Let your head hang and just take a moment to breathe and let your spine decompress. This is a really wonderful way to hit the reset button, especially if you're spending a lot of time sitting throughout the day. And then, as we've done in the lessons before, I'm going to invite you to take your head, bring your hands maybe to stabilize yourself onto your knees. Take your head forward and down. As you take your head forward, your pelvis is going to move back and it's going to elongate your spine. So you take your head down, your pelvis will start to float away from the seat. And from this deep, accentuated squat, just sit yourself back down. So you may need to push yourself away from the table or the desk that you're sitting at, but just, again, finding a way to reconnect to your sitting bones and find that stability through your seat. I call these the feet at your seat. And then just notice if that changed the quality of contact through your feet. Good. And then if you'd like to just roll around a little bit, again, rolling side to side, rolling around in a circle, taking your pelvis forward and back. This can all be very restorative. Just getting some resiliency through the spine, through your ribs. Feeling a sense of fluidity through yourself. And then we've got one more chapter here with this lesson. So back to accessing those 4 points of support through your feet and through your sitting bones. And take your hands in front of you. So you're going to create like a bullseye with your 4 fingers. Your other fingers can fold into your palms. With a soft gaze, your right eye is going to be looking at the right fingernail on your forefinger. Your left eye is going to focus gently on the left fingernail. And then you're going to very slowly take your hands and your arms out to your sides, following this movement with your eyes. Your right eye is following your right finger. Your left eye will be following your left finger. As far as you can go, while keeping each finger in sight. So you may find that you have better peripheral vision through one side. And you can continue to take the hand back as long as you can still see that finger. And when you have reached the point, bring your hands back to your lap, bring your eyes back to center, close your eyes, take a moment to rest. Lovely. So in this next pass, I'm going to invite you to imagine it. But you're going to still take your fingers and your hands out in front of you. So your hands and your arms will be in the movement. And the rest of it, you'll bring into your mind's eye and into your imagination. So think about how the two eyes can focus on your two fingernails, and then start to take your fingers and hands out to your sides, into the periphery, imagining that you can still see the fingernail on each hand. And you may be aware that you can actually take your hands and your arms farther back, because you can do a lot more in your imagination. So have fun with that. And then this time, let's bring the hands back together. So keep following your fingers as they come back to that center point. That point in which we began, very slowly letting the eyes track your mind's eye, and then bringing your hands and arms to rest on your lap or at your sides. So when we expand our vision into the periphery, it elicits the parasympathetic nervous system, which again supports that peaceful, relaxed state of awareness. As part of the purpose of the accentuated exhale at the beginning of the lesson. So we're highlighting it again through this action of following our fingers into the peripheral. So let's come back to the movement one last time and just see if imagining it actually enhanced the actual experience. So fingers together, eyes gently focused, softly focused on each fingernail. Getting a sense how far off to your sides you can still maintain a connection to each respective fingernail. And then bring your hands very slowly back to center again, letting your eyes track the movement as the hands very slowly come back together. And then bring your hands to rest at your lap and close your eyes again. If you'd like to rub your hands together, you can take your palms and give them a good rub, and then seal your pinky fingers right inside the bridge of your nose. And you're going to use the nests of your palms to cup over your eyes. And find a way to seal your eyes so when you open them, it's pitch black. Scrunch your fingers together so that you've got no cracks of light. And just gaze into that dark space, allowing your eyes to soften, allowing your focus to soften. And then bring your hands back to your lap. And when you're ready, open your eyes with a soft gaze. And just let yourself turn and look to the right. And notice if your eyes are able to see off to the side and behind you with a little more ease. Turn and look to the left. And what we're really after here is the ease and the pleasure of the experience. It's nice when the movement is enhanced. And that's certainly also a marker that reveals that these lessons do increase the efficiency of how we're using ourselves, but more important is the quality. So close your eyes again and just take a moment to sense how your eyes are resting now. How are your eyes receiving that buoyant fluid that they're floating in? And just imagine your eyes floating back in cool pools of water. Notice what's changed through yourself. I'd like to take a few deeper breaths to anchor this experience. You're welcome to. When you're ready, you can open your eyes and just allow yourself to move back into your day with this softer gaze and return to the highlights of the lesson at any time that it would serve you. So this concludes our lesson today for Restore at 4, bringing awareness to softening your gaze and enhancing your peripheral vision. Join us for our next lesson. I'll end our recording.